We last saw our heroes at the bottom of the spiral of light revealed in episode 16. Now, with all their might, they ascend. But even as they climb, we see the swirling shapes above them resolve into something more, a staircase of pure energy. And when they reach the top, they find themselves in a circular chamber, smooth and white, like the inside of a giant egg. There are no doors. In fact, there's no way out. Only the glowing symbols that mark the floor and walls, which seem to float and shift around them. Rayaan looks around, confused. Kayaham, Wapas Goom Ke Yahin. Have we come back here again? Have we come back here again? Just then, Alina notices that one of the symbols seems to be moving. It's a small, almost imperceptible shift, but she steps towards it anyway. And as she does, the entire room seems to fold in on itself like a piece of paper being creased. She reads the words aloud. To move forward, you must stand still. Zayan smirks. Boet Sundar Boet Philosophico Utna Atya Yakin Mania! Great. A room that argues with itself. The chamber begins to shift around them. Up is down. Their reflections mock them from impossible angles. Their voices seem to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once. Then, suddenly, doors. 3 doors materialize in a sudden stillness, each one marked with a riddle. Choose me, and you'll lose what you seek. Choose me, and you'll find what you fear. Choose me, and you'll face yourself. Each door is a different color, but that's not the only difference. No, these doors are playing on the deepest desires and fears of each person standing before them, tempting them, threatening them. They must choose, but they must also do it alone. Zayan looks at his companions, then at the doors. Well, this is convenient. He turns away first, walking toward the door on the left, the one that promises loss. The moment he touches it, though, the door vanishes and he finds himself in another white room. In front of him is a single memory. It's a man in a familiar cloak, hiding an ornately carved wooden box in a secret compartment. The man looks up, his face obscured by the shadows of his hood, but his eyes filled with a haunting familiarity. Zayan takes a step closer and a name echoes in his mind. Baba, father. Baba, was he always this man's son? Did he inherit his father's burden? Or is this another piece of the lost memory they seek to recover? Meanwhile, at the opposite end of the hall, Rayaan reaches out for the middle door, the one marked with his greatest fear. And as he does so, he's enveloped in visions of the world crumbling around him, the eye of eternity falling into the wrong hands. Adra and her goons celebrating, and Alina lying dead at his feet. A distorted voice echoes around him, mocking, taunting him. You can't protect him, it says. You never could. And though it doesn't show Rayaan, we see the doubt creeping into his eye. Maybe he's not cut out for this. Maybe he should have stayed in the village with his friends, playing games, instead of chasing ghosts. But then he looks down at his hands. The calluses, the scars, the knuckles. This is what it means to be a warrior. This is who he is. Taking a deep breath, he squares his shoulders and moves forward, stepping through the door just as Alina reaches the last door, the one that beckons her towards her greatest strength and greatest weakness, herself. She pushes open the door to find herself in a dark, narrow hallway. At the end of it, a figure stands, bathed in an ethereal glow, their face obscured by the light. But as Alina steps closer, the figure moves, and we see that it's merely a reflection. It takes a step back, then raises a hand in greeting. Alina moves forward, but as she does, she feels a prickling on the back of her neck. She spins around to find another reflection behind her, and as she watches, it takes a step closer, its eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. Alina draws her sword, but whatever this is, it doesn't attack. Instead, it mocks her, sneering and jeering, pointing at the figure ahead. So scared you're gonna face yourself. It's pathetic. And though Alina knows it's just a trick, she can't help but feel a rush of anger. Who does this thing think it is? She takes a step towards the figure ahead, then another. And with every step, the mockery grows louder, crueler. But Alina keeps going until finally she's close enough to see the figure's face. And when she does, the sneer on its face fades away, replaced by recognition, then understanding, then finally, peace. They meet in the middle, two halves of a whole becoming one. They embrace, and as they do, the hallway behind them, the very fabric of space-time itself, begins to unravel. Finally, they stand together in the center of the chamber core, each holding a shard of the truth, the fragments of the eye of eternity. But the chamber isn't done with them yet. As they stand there breathless, the map of light reveals itself once more, wrapping around them, connecting them, guiding them. But where it leads, only time will tell. To be continued.